Hello everyone. I've been putting this one off since I think it was last year or the year no, was it last year or this year? I have no idea. But in front of me is something from 2017. The reason why I can say it's from 2017 is because of the bottom here. It says this collection first published 2017 for News Corp Australia. Text copyrighted Roald Dahl Limited. Illustrations copyrighted at Quentin Blake. And also at the time, 10% of all Roald Dahl income goes to our charity partners. See roalddahl.com for more details. So this is the case that you could get for all these books. Now, you're probably wondering, how come it feels like it looks light? Because I took the books out. So this is what the case actually looks like. So you got the case, everything else. I may have to see if I can get a new case because this is, well, as you can see, it's on its way out, and I kind of want it to actually keep the case itself. So this is what the case, like I said, this is what the case looks like without no books. You got your handle, which you can carry it. You got the Velcro strap. Now, I'm going back what? I'm going back to, let's see, 1980s. I think one of them is like 1970s. And I do mean like 70s or 80s. If you grew up in the 80s, you would virtually have heard of Roald Dahl. Even in the 90s, you had there was one movie called The Witches, and damn it, that's not in this collection. Yeah, it's not in this collection, which is weird. Yeah, it's weird because The Witches was one of the movies that got, was one of the books that got turned into a movie, and I'm missing it, along with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Glass Elevator as well. I think there was one or two more books after that I'm missing from this small set. So let's start with the twists. Yes, the twists. Mr. Twit, I should say the Twits. Mr. Twit is a foul and smelly man with bits of cornflake and sardine in his beard. Mrs. Twit is a horrible hag with a glass eye. Together they make the nastiest couple you could ever hope not to meet. The Twits keep Mugglewump, the monkey, and his family locked in a cage, but the monkeys are playing to trick the terrible Twits and escape once and for all. So, this is, as you can see down here, Roald Dahl, the world's #1 storyteller, apart from R.L. Stine, and you can also see the down here. So you would virtually get a token with the newspaper for this book. So it'd be, I think it was about $2 or something. There's the case, collect them all. But yeah. So it's virtually, so, and you had people who actually did the audiobooks. So BFG, Boy Tales of Childhood, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. I got Danny the World Champion, Part 1 and Part 2. That makes one book. It was Snot, which is Twat, I've got. Fantastic Mr. Fox, I've got. George's Marvellous Medicine. Actually, I don't think I have that one. No, I don't. I don't have George's Marvellous Medicine. Strange. But I did. Going solo, I don't have. Magic Finger, I do have. The Twits, I do have, which is the book I'm holding. And The Witches, which I do not have. So I'm missing The Witches, Matilda, James and the Giant Peach I have, because I'm looking at part 1, part 2, and that makes one book. Going solo, I have the Giraffe and the Pelly and Me, which I'm looking at. I got the Great Mouse Plot, which ain't on this list. I'm missing George's Marvellous Medicine, the Enormous Crocodile, which I don't have. I'm missing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the Great Glass Elevator, Boy, Tales of Childhood, and the BFG. So 1, 2, 3, I have that one. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 books. I am missing 9 books. Because here's the second book I've got. So, I'm just going to open the case. Set the case off to one side. We'll put the Twits in, like so, and we'll keep that off to the side. So here's Mischief and Mayhem. This is this comes from 2013. So I saw where it was all printed. Yep, 2013. So this is this is 7 years old, this book, so. And as you can see, yucky, where did you hide the glass eye? Stinky, had your booby trap a peach? Tricky, what do Matilda, the Twits, and Fantastic Mr. Fox have in common? Professional tricks, put your cunning to the test inside this whizzing little book. You'll find step-by-step instructions for making mischief and mayhem. Strictly not suitable for giants or grown-ups. Don't give a shit. So, yeah, like I said, I don't give a shit, but this is actually quite an interesting book. So, The Platinum Blonde Man. And as you can see, there are some words that do go into. Got shampoo surprise as well in capitals, so we'll put this one in here. I may have to go back through and see the dates they were released. This is 1974. 1974. So it's 1974, reissued with new artwork, 1996. It was first published in 1970, published by Puffin Books, 1974. So this one would be the Fantastic Mr. Fox. So Burgess is an famous fat chicken farmer, balances a duck and goose farmer with a beastly temper. Bean is a turkey and apple farmer who drinks gallons of cider. Every evening, Mr. Fox creeps into the valley and helps himself to their food. Now the farmers hatch a plan to bang, 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 shoot Mr. Fox dead. But just when they think Mr. Fox can't escape, he makes a fantastic plan of his own. So this would probably be the first book in the series. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna have to try and find a Roald Dahl books by year, so I can double check and such. So let's just put that back in. Roald Dahl, the magic finger. So this goes back to 1966. It was first published in the USA by Harper and Row. Oh, okay. Then published in Great Britain by George Allen and Unwin, 1968. Published by Puffin, 1974. Reissued with new illustrations in 1995. So we are going back into the 60s with my magic finger. Every Saturday morning, the Gregg family goes off to shoot animals and birds, but the girl who lives next door hates hunting. Now it's made her so angry she's put the magic finger on them all. And very strange things begun to happen. As we can see, we got Mr. and Mrs. Gregg flying. So, yeah. Hunting. Yeah. Oh my! Is that a fox tail or a different tail? Huge bushy tail. Ooh, that is a fox tail. And she actually has whiskers too, as you can see. Oh, this is, yes, yep. Look, bang, 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 more. And look, he's got wings, like I said. And children's got the wings, and yeah. And the ducks ended up with their arms. Now that they try and make a nest. Very strange things. Oh, they return back to normal. Yeah. Ooh, we got James and John and Peach. Ooh. And there is, yeah. So, virtually... So, here's James, John and Peach Part 1, Part 2. So, James Hefty Trot lives with two ghastly hags. Aunt Spinach is enormous fat, with a face that looks boiled, and Aunt Spiker is bony and screeching. Bony and screeching. Well, only two animals come to mind. Cane Toad, Screeching Owl. James is very lovely until one day something peculiar appears. A peach begins to grow in the garden. Inside are 7 very unusual insects, all waiting to take James on a magical adventure. Where will they go in their giant peach? There's only one way to find out. And then it's virtually the same, just different color writing on part 2. So part 1 and part 2, we're just gonna have a little look-see. 1961. Ooh. Okay, we're going way back to 1961. Oh, I didn't notice the 001. Now I'm gonna have to have a look, because yeah, they all have 001. Well, Twits have got 001. So does Mischief and Mayhem. So that's Fantastic Mr. Fox. And so there's Magic Finger. So I'm not sure if these are what I would call first run. Yeah, I have no idea if this was the first lot of books that went out. So this was 1984, The Great Mouse Plot. Every day the boy and his friends visit the sweet shop to buy delicious gobstoppers and sticky treacle toffee. But there is one terrible problem. Shop is run by a disgusting old hag who hates children. So she is so mean that they long to teach her a lesson. That's when the boys find the dead mouse and come up with the perfect plan. Yeah, don't use the dead mouse, okay? So wanted for murder? Wait, what? So yeah, this is just all boiled down to a single book. Marvellous joke book. From chocolate covered chickens to grizzly ouchy grandmas and the disgusting twits. This fabulous book of fantastical funny jokes will keep you and your friends chuckling for hours. I'm just gonna open one up. Knock knock. Who's there? Ice cream soda. Ice cream soda, who? Ice cream soda people, can you hear me? Yeah. So you can virtually just... what did the astronaut say when he set foot on a giant chocolate bar? I walked on Mars. Here's Giraffe and the Pelly and me. So this is what? 2, 4, 6, 8. This is the 9th book in 1985. Do I think that one has a misprint on the like how it's published? So introducing the Leaderless Window Cleaning Company, or the Ladderless Window Cleaning Company, a giraffe who can reach the highest windows, a pelican with a bucket-sized beak, a monkey to do the washing, and their new friend Billy. The richest man in England has given them a job that could make all their dreams come true. But what will happen when these unlikely heroes spy the world's most dangerous diamond thief? Well, there's only one way to find out, and you will have to read it. Like I said, 1985 was when this was first published. So we're just going to put that in to the set. Eratro, first published in 1990 by Jonathan Cape, published by Puffin Books in 1991. This promotional edition published exclusively for New Corps Australia 2017, I should say. So everything's copyrighted from 1990. So Mr. Hoppy lives alone above Mr. Silver. Mr. Hoppy loves her. Mr. Silver loves her tortoise. Alfie! If only Mr. Hoppy could perform some great feat that would make him a hero in her eyes. Then one day, an amazing idea rushes into her head. With the help of magic spells, some cabbage leaves, and 140 tortoises, can shy Mr. Hoppy win Mrs. Silver's heart. Oh, yeah, that's sweet. It's a love story. Gag me. So and they get married. So yeah, I've sat down and read these. So we're 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This is book 11. It's been this book. So let's see. Oh, first published 1994, and this promotional edition was exclusive for New Corps Australia 2017. So 1994. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 1964. George's Marvellous Medicine, 1981. That's Mr. Fox's, 1970. There's Trot, 1990. The Giraffe and Pelly and Me, copyright 1985. And Matilda, 1988. So this is virtually over a number of books. So questions, answers. Roald Dahl's world #1 storyteller. You're the world's #1 Roald Dahl fan? Do you know what George saw when Grandma opened her small winkled mouth? Or what badgers use cider for? Or what Matilda put in her dad's hair oil? Inside you'll discover over 300 questions about your favourite Roald Dahl stories and characters. Every fan should own this book. Yeah, this book's mine. So we got the Witches, we got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, we got Matilda, we also got the Badger. So that goes back into the set. So we're up to Danny the Champion of the World Part 1 and 2. So it's the same blurb, just in different colouring. Danny lives in a caravan with his father, and the most marvellous father any boy ever had. The land around them belongs to Mr. Victor Hazel, a rich snob with a glistening beefy face and tiny piggy ears. Nobody likes him, not one bit. Danny and his father concoct a daring plan that will give Victor Hazel the greatest shock in his life, as long as they don't get caught. So you can already tell by the two images in the corners here. So let's see when this was first published. 1975. God, we're jumping back and forth between 1960s, 70s, and 80s, even the 90s. So all these are hand drawn. So we'll put book part 1 and part 2 back. Part 1 and part 2 in. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. We're up to the last book, which is The Dahl Maniac Fun Facts and Jokes. Love the cover art. Dip into the Dahl Maniac for all kinds of weird and wonderful facts about the world's #1 storyteller. Jam-packed with fabulous facts, jokes, quizzes, top tips, and delicious treats. Lots of fun for every Roald Dahl fan. So this was published 2006 and exclusively published for News Corps Australia in 2017 as a promotional edition. So mushroom, toadstool, it's a new medicine. So real marvelous medicines, just virtually everything, including big friendly giants. March, the Queen's birthday, monarchs. So you can virtually see when each monarch took over and such. Backwards and forwards. So this actually reads, was it a cat I saw? Was it a cat I saw? Too hot to hoot, too hot to hoot. Madame, I'm Adam. Madame, I'm Adam. Kayak, kayak. Dr. Awkward. Evil Olive. Don't nod. Radar, noon, dad, mom. Yeah, you can also put an O in there for MON. And everything else. So, Ursa Major, Casa, Draco, Sinus. So yeah, that's 14 books. And I will give you a little look at what all 14 look like in the case. So there we go. All 14 promotional editions in one case. So, yeah, they're in there. That's how this is. It's how heavy, because you can tell by the strap here. I picked this. Now you're probably wondering, how much did I pay? Did I actually buy every single book from 2017? No. Like I said at the start of the video, I did not buy all these from 2017. I actually found this at an op shop, believe it or not. All for the low price of, I think it was $9. Considering, well, let's do the math. Each book would cost $2. So 14 books, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So about $28 all up. And I do mean about $28 all up for each book every time you buy the newspaper. So you're paying, what, it was $1 something back in 2017. And then it was, you paid $2, you got the newspaper and the book. I think the case was one of the free items or such. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I grew up with Roald Dahl in the 80s, 90s. Just the books. Oh, and the movie, The Witches, as well, which is actually missing from this set, along with BFG. That's just me removing a price tag of something that I'm about to jump into later on. So, I'm missing, what, 9 books that I now have to hunt down to add to this wonderful collection I have. And I have no idea how much it's all going to cost. So I'm going to end here. I'm going to try and hunt these on eBay or wherever books, or wherever secondhand books are sold, just so I can find them. Of course, I will actually have this set next to me when I'm looking for them, to actually make sure I don't get the same book again, because it'd be like, oh wait, I just doubled up on the same book. That's the one thing I don't want to do. If I was doing, say, third-party Shaka Cons, mainly the ones from MFT, that's virtually army building for a scene, or 2 or 3 or maybe 4 scenes. But yeah, this is for those who grew up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. This video is for. That's what this video is about. Or is for, I should say. Yeah, it is for. I mean, I grew up, like I said, I grew up in the 80s. I had Roald Dahl. I had, what else? I had Transformers, He-Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, She-Ra, Smurfs, Scooby-Doo, Jetsons, the Snorks, Transformers, More Than Meets the Eye, Disney as well. There was a number of Disney movies in the 80s, and I did have a number of those books that did come out, just not a lot. I'm trying to remember, was it the Golden Apple, the Golden Age books? I'm not entirely sure, because I had them as a kid. So I'm not entirely sure on the books I had. I still got the original Dinotopia book. The original 1990s Dinotopia book. If I can bring it up. And I do mean if I can bring it up and show you guys, because it's one of those books that actually catches the imagination. So, which is that. A Land Apart from Time by James Gummy. I actually have that book. That book is sitting in my shed, and it's also sitting in my book collection. It was first published in 1992. That's how old this book is. This book is like literally coming up to 30 years. It's 28 years old, and it's literally coming up to 30 years. I wouldn't be surprised if this book, along with The World Beneath, come out as 30th anniversary editions. So you had the main books. Other books in the series included Windchaser, so it actually does have a few things from River Quest. I actually read this one. Hatchling I've read. Lost City I think I've read. Sabertooth Mountain I've read. Thunder Falls I've read. Firestorm I didn't read because the library never had it. The Maze, again, never read. Rescue Party I never read. Skydance I've read. It's a good book. Chomper never read. Return to Lost City I think I read this. Survive, The Explorers, Dolphin Watch I read. Oasis I read. And people are going to go, oh, there's miniseries as well. Yes, there was a miniseries of Dinotopia. So I'm putting two things that I grew up with in the one thing. So 2004, a 4-hour TV miniseries. I actually have that sitting on DVD. And I do mean I actually have it sitting on DVD. It actually goes for 4 hours and 10 minutes because of the credits. And then we got the TV series, which I've got as well. So I'm quite happy. There is other media like games and such for as an animated film. Dinotopia Quest for the Ruby Sunfire, Dinotopia PC, Dinotopia Game Land Activity Center, Dinotopia Timestone Pirates at Game Boy Advance, Dinotopia, the Sunstone Odyssey, GameCube, Xbox, and does mean the original Xbox, not the Xbox 360. So there's all that. As you can see, there's another Dinotopia book, miniseries. There's another one. So that's posted for Dinotopia. Went with Miller. So virtually everything. So I'm going to end here. Let you all go. And yeah, catch us all next